Hey everyone, it's Grizzly Nina, and today I'm drawing some new Animal Crossing characters, Crimson and Carmine. So you may be wondering who these characters are because they're not in Animal Crossing at all. They're of my own creation. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of their backstory that I made up, and I wanted to tell you how they came into being in the first place. In case you didn't know, I co-host a podcast called Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, with my good friends Chuy and Sergio. And last night we were recording episode 140, and Chuy likes to throw in some questions to surprise me and Sergio every now and then. So last night, Chuy threw in the question, what are your predictions for the August update coming soon? And I don't know how it happens, but I just started typing and Crimson and Carmine came out of nowhere. I was thinking about how the only clue we've had so far about the August update is that there were fireworks in the back of the image that teased there was a second wave of updates coming. And so I got to thinking about the summer festivals we've had in the past games. And in New Leaf, Red, who's one of my favorite characters, would man a booth on Sunday nights during the fireworks show where you could buy all sorts of prizes through fortune cookies. P.S. I'm going to put a little picture of the Red that I drew for our 100-day countdown celebration we had in the Haken Discord because I was looking at him as I was drawing Crimson and Carmine. I wanted them to feel like they were in the same Fox family. Okay, let me tell you a little bit more about Crimson and Carmine. If you haven't already listened to episode 140 of the Haken podcast, I'll make sure to add that in the description down below. But I also wanted to tell you about them here because I've just had so much fun making them up. So I love that Nook and Red have this kind of back and forth type of relationship. And I also love that Nook has Timmy and Tommy, who are kind of his adopted nephews, and he's taken them under his wing and taught them all about his business savvy. So I thought it'd be really interesting if Red had kind of the opposite of that. So to balance out that relationship that Tom Nook has, I added 2 new neices for Red instead. And in the same way that Timmy and Tommy are named after Tom Nook, I wanted to make sure that Crimson and Carmine were also named after Red because Crimson and Carmine are 2 different variants of the color red. Let me tell you how this all ties into the summer update. We'll still be getting fun summer booths where you can win prizes, but Red is busy manning his ship. So instead, Crimson and Carmine have taken over the booths and will be running them in his stead. These 2 neices may look cute, but they're just as crafty as Red, and they love to take advantage of people just like Red does too, so you've got to keep a wary eye out. I think it'd be really fun if you could still win prizes from that fortune cookie gacha system, and we could get back those pinwheels, those bubble wands, and balloons that you could hold in New Leaf. And then also add some new decorative Uchiwa fans that you can fan yourself with from New Horizons. Meanwhile, Crimson would run a booth of overpriced summer clothing items and maybe festival masks just to kind of round out that fun summer festival feeling. I love when these Animal Crossing games hint at backgrounds for these special characters, like how Harvey is kind of in love with Harriet, like how poor Pete and Phyllis and Pelly are in a like love triangle. There's even some mention of how Nook and Maple go really far back. So I think it'd be super funny if the game somehow hinted on how Crimson and Carmine love to tease and pick on poor little Timmy and Tommy. I'm sure Timmy and Tommy will come out on top in the end, but I'd love to see some of that depth come to these new characters too. When choosing colors for Crimson and Carmine, I definitely wanted to kind of harken back to Red's old color scheme. He had that green tent and that blue apron that he would wear, so I definitely made sure to put Crimson and Carmine in green and blue as well. I'm using my Ohuhu alcohol markers again because I love blending the colors together with these markers. It's so much fun. I hope you can see that as I'm working on these too. The final drawing of Crimson and Carmine kind of aged them up a little bit. I didn't expect them to end up looking so much older than they were in my mind. In game, I think it'd be really nice if they were small little creatures about the same size as Timmy and Tommy, so that that duality of those four characters could be seen more easily. Lastly, I went in with my fine point pen and kind of darkened up those lines that got dulled by my eraser. I also wanted to add a lot of texture. You guys know I love texture and cross-hatching because I wanted to give them a little bit more of a scraggly look. They definitely won't be as put together as Timmy and Tommy. All right, there they are, the final little fox twins, Crimson and Carmine. I hope you guys like them as much as I do because they definitely exist for me now in the Animal Crossing world, even if we don't ever get to meet them. Please make sure to like and subscribe and tell me in the comments down below what you think is coming in the August update. I can't wait to find out, and I'll see you guys soon.